Hello and welcome everybody to Behind the Music. It's good to see you again. We're broadcasting here from the United Kingdom and at several addresses, but I wanted to take this opportunity just to invite and to introduce you to my co-host today, which is Patrick Hepburn. So Patrick, give everybody a wave and say hello.
Greetings one and all from the UK. Greetings, Patrick here.
Yes, and you're probably used to seeing Clive. Clive is still around, but he's got domestic duties he's looking after. But it's good to have Clive, good to have Patrick with us. So, Patrick, do you just want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're doing with us today, and also with the band?
Oh, okay, right. Some months ago, in fact, it was towards the end of last year, I was invited onto said show and did an interview. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but you know what, you guys made me feel very comfortable. And it was a case of, well, please come back. Really? So I did, had a second interview. And then your music director, Clive Sinclair, as I say, pulled a fast one and asked me if I would play the bass guitar for Annette B and the light band. And that was quite a humbling experience. So effectively, I'll talk to my family and I shared that with my wife and kids, and it was like, go for it, Dad. So obviously I came back with an affirmative, and it has been quite a positive experience working with you guys, especially because I come from very much a reggae background. So it's been absolutely wonderful. And so being involved in this organization and what it's trying to promote, that is truly a humbling experience. So thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And today we do have a very, very special guest with us, and we're going to introduce that person in. It's Lurine Cato, who is MBE. And so if Lurine is out there, we'd like to introduce her to join us.
Hi. Hi, guys.
Hi, Lurine. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to get straight into this because we're just so overwhelmed by your talent and your accolades, and we've got a lot to talk about. So what I'm going to do is just ask Patrick just to give us a start and probably just to tell us a little about you, Lurine, and give an introduction for you to have a chat with us.
Okay, thanks, Geoff. Hi, Lurine. I have to go to a thesaurus because usually we use the word amazing, so I have to find another word that was apt. And I found the incredible, incredible Lurine Cato. I'm so looking forward to sharing with you and hearing from you. Okay, first of all, I looked at your bio, and as I say, I was quite taken aback because you don't look a day over 25 to me. So I'm wondering, where did you find all this time and energy to do exactly what you have been doing? So I'm just going to, this is just the tip of the iceberg, people. Here it is. It's got a Step Forward Levine Hudson Award for Vocal Excellence, the Music Media Platform Award, International Women's Day Mayor's Award, True Life Gospel Music Awards nominee, Best Female, Mobo Award nominee, UK Entertainment Awards for Outstanding Contribution to Gospel Music, Premier Gospel Award, Best Female Artist, Gospel Explosion Music Media Awards for the Best R&B Female Artist of the Year, Best International Artist, Italy Gospel Music Award, Italy Best International Live Concert, and to top it all, MBE, member of the British Empire. Sis, where do you find the time?
Oh my gosh, when you put it like that, it's like I'm actually thinking myself, where's all the time? I don't know. It's just, you know what, when you do everything in God's time, it makes things a little bit more easier. Everything in God's time, because you know, I sometimes think to myself, you know, I do what I do. It wasn't to get awards. It was just to be obedient to God. So I guess for me to get awards, it just opens another door to spread the gospel. And that's how I see it.
Amen. Amen. I have a few questions for you here. Here's the first one. From my standpoint, I'd like to know, how old were you when you first came to faith and experienced the Lord Jesus? Approximately.
Okay, I was 13, so I've been brought up in church all my life, you know, and so and you know, during convention times when they used to have young people's convention, all of us used to cry all the time, go to the altar, Lord forgive me, Lord. And I thought, you know what, I don't want to do this. We're all crying at the altar, all like, and then go back to my badness, go back to my rude self. So I just thought, you know what, I want to be a true Christian, and I gave my heart to God. Got baptized when I was 13.
Wow.
That is absolutely fantastic. Just then, sorry, Lurine. So where did the singing kind of fall in all of that then?
Well, it came from, well, my parents used to argue with each other who gave me my voice, you know. So, but you know, I also was brought up in a church, Kojic, and that church organization had people like the Clark sisters came from that church, Mary, Kurt Carr and the Kurt Carr singers, Kim Burrell, you know, so many people came out of the church that I came from. So you had to be not a singer, but you got to be a singer. That's how it was. It was, you know, we were taught at very early, you know, we were doing harmonies. I was doing harmonies at the age of 4 or 5 years old. So, you know, you couldn't get away from it. It was, they were proper singers, and that's where it came from. And from God, of course.
Yeah. We took that as read, man. So, you know, because God gives every good gift to every one of us. Sorry, Patrick, I was just going to ask another question, actually. You said that, like, you were singing at such a young age, and obviously your church influences. Does and you weren't sure about where your voice came from, your father or your mom. Does your father sing as well?
Well, my parents are gone now, but my dad had a beautiful voice, and so did my mum. They both, you know, just had, when they got ready to sing a song, my dad would always do like the baritone, you know, and mum will have a very operatic kind of voice, you know, ooh, so sweet, you know, one of those kind of. But, yeah.
That sounds great. Okay, my question here. Who was the most significant Christian example in your life, and why, Lurine?
My mother, hands down, you know. She was, I just wanted what she had. Her relationship with God was an inspiration to me, you know. I remember, you know, when I was rekindling my life with God, I really wanted to know what it was like to kneel down at the bed like my mum did, and not fall asleep. And be able to pray and all that. But I just, you know, I would just end up falling asleep, you know. But my mom, she was consistent. That is the thing. She was, and I wanted to be a consistent Christian. I wanted a true relationship with God, not a relationship where everyone can see me worshiping when I come to church. Everyone can see me praying. I'm praying hard, and but when I go home, God not see me. I don't see God, and God not see me. You know. So my mom really did epitomize that relationship with all of us, with my brothers and sisters. You know, when it was time for family prayer Saturday morning, we didn't want to get out of our beds, but she would, you know, and she would pray us through. You know, I've seen miracles happen from my mum's prayer. So yeah, she was my inspiration with that.
That is quite encouraging. I'm sure Geoff and myself can concur, because, you know, we had praying mothers in our lives, and that is the foundation, you know. And that's, and just sidetrack just slightly, sorry, but that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, and I try to be the best man that I can be, so that I can hear this testimony about fathers, because I hear this about mothers quite regular. But I don't often hear about my dad was praying, my dad was seeking the Lord, my dad was consistently seeking Father on my behalf. So thank you for that, my sister. I really do appreciate that. It's an encouragement to me to be a
Well,
positive example.
Can I also say this, that my dad made sure, even when he wasn't a Christian at the time, my dad made sure that Sunday nights we were reading the Bible around the table.
Wow.
He was camping, you know, and he wasn't even a Christian. He wasn't even Christian. But when he did get saved, oh my gosh, I thought my dad would never get saved. But it's because of my mum's prayers. You know what? She never forced him. Oh, that's what I saw. She never forced him. She just kept praying. And so, yeah, my dad, man, my mum and dad, they were amazing.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Dynamic duo. That is definitely fantastic. Thank you for saying that. You have a question, Geoff? I have plenty here.
Yeah. Listen, there were loads of questions. What I wanted to ask as well is that effectively the thing that kind of came out of that when you were saying about you know, sort of having a mom that's really kind of, you know, faithful. I mean, in our own way, God uses whatever skills and abilities that he puts into us. And what we can see is definitely that this is just like sort of bearing fruition in your life. And I wanted to just kind of ask you about how you, because you must be influencing others, and you know, God has blessed you to be with people that probably have never heard the gospel before, haven't heard the word. They're superstars. They don't know the Lord. And I'll just ask you, how do you deal with that kind of situation with those kind of people, and how you, if at all, you share your faith within that kind of environment?
Well, you know, thank God that he allowed me to spy the land. So when years ago, when I used to be a live backing singer for the stars like Kylie Minogue, Mary J. Blige, been on tour with Destiny's Child, P. Diddy, Mariah Carey, all them lot there, right? Even though I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out when I was doing my backing singing, I really believe, because he told me anyway, he was letting me see how things work. He was letting me be around those people, deal with all the glitz and the glamour, deal with all the stuff. And even when I wasn't really doing God's will, I think I was a little bit, but not totally. I even prayed for people and they got healed while I was on tour. Wow. So, and that's including Kylie. Kylie was sick one time, and I went into her dressing room with her tour manager there, her manager, stylist, the doctor that was giving her some injections to get her well, but nothing worked. And I said to God, I want them to know that you're real. And then he said, well, go in that room and pray for her. And I went, you better heal her about pray for her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm right there with you.
So I went into the room. This is just before the show, because they were thinking maybe, and this was in Australia, they were thinking maybe we might have to stop the show if she weren't going to get any better. And I just went into a room. Her mum opened the door and I said, look, I'm going to pray for Kylie. They already knew that I was a Christian. They respected that. They knew what time it was, right? And her mum said, yes, please do anything. Wow. So I went and she was lying down on the sofa. I took her hand. I said, Kylie, I'm going to pray for you. And she goes, oh my gosh, you're going to make me cry. So I just held her hand. I just did a simple prayer. I said, God, this is your daughter. I pray that you will heal her right now from the crown of her head to the sole of her feet. And Kylie said to me that she felt a heat from her head go right down to her, from her head right down to her feet. And she was able, she literally came alive. And when we finished that show, it was actually one of the best shows we've done. I remember her running to me down the corridor, and she jumped on me and she said, Jesus is on this tour.
Oh, so, absolutely. Wow.
So, you know, even when I wasn't even doing things totally right, God still used me because he knew where my heart was at, and he had something that he wanted to impart and do. So even out of that now, I get a lot of unsaved celebrities contact me for prayer, because they've seen consistency on social media. They've seen consistency wherever I go. So though I would never mention their names, they contact me. I pray with them. Sometimes if I'm going somewhere at a church, they'll turn up with me, but no one knows it's them. So, you know, and that's what I do. This is what it's about. This is what it's about.
That is fantastic. We're going to break into a little bit of music that you've actually a clip that you've actually supplied for us. Actually, so we're going to go in just a moment to a clip of music that you provided, and we're going to just have a little chat about that. So if the producer is just going to get that ready in the meantime, that'd be great. But Patrick, do you just want to ask something else while we just get that clip of music ready?
Well, I am completely flabbergasted. I'm saying, sister, that testimony has hit me deep in my soul, because for many years I struggled with doing secular music until two friends of mine, as you know, rest in peace Lester Davis and rest in peace Paul Reed, who told me the reason why we do what we do is because we will get the opportunity to share the gospel of the kingdom with people that, you know, be frank, no one else will. I remember, you know, I can't call the artist's name, but they were able to share their testimonies with celebrities that I just never would propose with. So Sister Lurine, that is wonderful to hear. And I'm just going to be even praying for even more, because you are giving the enemy a lot of problems. Yeah. So we know you're a target. So we have to cover you in prayer.
Yes, I need it.
My sister, you have to. If you're doing that kind of work, you need to be kept by the power.
You're now listening to the sound of Mr. Green and Lurine Cato, representing UK gospel, setting the captives free, releasing them from the grip of the enemy. Believe it? Come on, let's go.
On solid rock, I am safe and sound.
Oh, that was just absolutely fantastic. And you know, while I was listening to that, it was just so apt, talking about wave it away, you know, that you were able to pray and listen to wave it away.
Sorry, brethren. Yeah, wave. About your business. Wave him away. Wow, sister, that was touch me. My God.
Tell us a little bit about the background of that song and the video as well.
Yes. Okay, so the song, actually, the producer that did that with me, he's produced like Michael Jackson, J-Lo, Britney, and all that kind of people. He's a Christian himself. He's done music for like Matrix trilogy and things like that. And we were actually writing the song for another artist in America. And he said to me, Lurine, you should just have the song. And I said, are you sure? Yeah. So yeah, we wrote it together. And so that's with that song. And then of the video, well, we just, because I was already planning to sing at the church called Kensington Temple, which is in the heart of Carnival in Notting Hill.
Yeah.
And they get involved with all the carnivals. So for them, they use it as an evangelistic approach to it. They sell food and all that, but they would do concerts that they are free to go in outside of on their premises as well as inside the building. So we just thought, let's do a music video around all of this. And so that was what's really exciting. It was a good opportunity.
That is absolutely fantastic. Were you going to say something, Patrick?
Sorry, sir.
Oh, sorry. No, that's okay. Sorry, I thought you were going to jump in. No, that was absolutely fantastic. That was absolutely tremendous. And what I liked is kind of like the whole sort of community involvement there, and just like sharing that gospel is something that's really, really fantastic. So where were we going from here then? Rather, sorry, I know we're on. Where are you going from here, Lurine? I mean, so given that you've had an MBE, and we haven't even asked you about that experience. Just share a little bit of that with us.
The MBE?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how I got that is so funny, because when I received it, I had a lot of people send messages to me in my inbox on Instagram and Facebook saying, "Oh, congratulations on your MBE. How can I get one?" You don't just wake up and get one. You can't just like, oh, by the way, Palace, I think I deserve an MBE. It doesn't work. I never thought I was going to get one. I didn't. So basically, I got that because of my years in music and the impact it's had, and the charities that I've helped, especially the ones, the NHS for the blood donation charity when I sang with the Be Positive choir. They had record-breaking people giving blood. Black, it was we needed Black and Asian people to give blood. And when we were on Britain's Got Talent, and we did so much stuff. We were invited to Las Vegas to sing at the MGM. We sang at Copenhagen. We sang for the royal family, for Prince Harry. We done so much things. And we just kept on promoting, we need our Black people to give blood, y'all. Sign up and give blood. Because Black people need Black blood. That's what, it was as simple as that.
I hear you say.
So
you're wrong, but you're wrong. I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, my days.
Go ahead.
Question. If you had one message to give to gospel singers and musicians, especially those in the UK here, what would that message be?
The message is, you can't make an impact without listening and obeying God. Forget it. If you're just doing it because it's a dream of yours, that's nice. Have the dream. And you've got a gift. That's nice. That's great that you've got a gift. But you have to completely and utterly listen and obey God. He knows what the world needs to hear.
Yeah.
You can write songs, but don't bring it out just because you writ one today. You got to bring it out tomorrow. God knows when it's time for them to hear that song. I remember when I was doing my album, and it took me about 12 years to do that album. But every time another year went past, I used to cry and moan, like, God, what's happening? Why can't I'm helping other people? They're progressing. I used to do some cow barling. You know, the ones with the bogies coming out and everything's coming out.
Yeah.
I would do some cow barling. And I never forget one day God said to me, Lurine, it's not ready until the world gets darker.
Yeah.
So I had to wait until the world was darker for my album to be the light. So when my album came out finally 2016, it was number 6 in the iTunes charts, and you know, it's still doing well and still growing even now.
Amen. Wonderful. Oh my
God. Lurine, what's the name of that album, just for our listeners, and where can they get it?
Please.
Yes, it's called Chosen to Serve, and you can get it on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all of that. And that's including my EP that just came out February the 25th, my dance EP. Still, you can get that on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, or everywhere.
What's it called? What's it called? I'm writing it down.
Oh, was it the first one or the last one?
No, Chosen to Serve is the first one. The second one, EP.
It's called Dance.
Dance. Thank you. Very lovely.
And so,
and also you'll be able to hear my music in H&M, and yeah, because my music is traveling now to clothes stores and things like that. So that's really exciting.
That is absolutely brilliant. That is so good. You know, I'm just so impressed to hear such a fantastic testimony about what God is doing in people's lives through us as well, through chosen vessels. And, you know, Lurine, that was such a fantastic word about kind of, you know, we've got to wait until we're empowered by God, because that makes a difference. When we're empowered and we have his authority stamped on us, that's what will make the difference. And what a fantastic testimony that is. We're coming very close to closing down. I know that Lurine is very busy and has sort of other things to do. We've got major appointments that we've got to meet. So what I want to do is just take this final opportunity just to thank you so much indeed. For being part of this show. And Patrick, thank you as well for co-hosting with me today. But I think everybody knows that our special guest has been absolutely fantastic. So Lurine, thank you. Indeed. God bless you, and
thank you for having me.
It's been
our pleasure. Entirely, my sister.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Take it easy, everyone. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.